and the whole process of us growing as a community and playing together, I think that's going to be what really makes this special.
Absolutely. Have you got an ice cream van near you?
I was about to say, do you need to pause because there's an ice cream truck next door?
I think we should keep going because it makes me think of ice cream. in September, some nice ice cream. Quite like it. Want to keep that in. Yes, Angela and I work together and we create music together and we create arrangements together, but we also just share our harping journey together and our struggles and our wins, and when we're feeling down and when we're feeling really happy, and that what grows from that, I think, is a really lovely support in your playing and your harping journey and your learning journey.
There is an element where we play for ourselves and we play on our own a lot. But I think music really thrives in community. I think it really thrives when you're able to share any part of the process of music with someone else.
Welcome to the How to Harp podcast, where your harp, your journey are always front and centre. I'm Heather Downey, harpist and founder of How to Harp, your online space for expert guidance and endless inspiration. Each week, we are here to empower, inspire and encourage you, whether you're just beginning or many years into your harp adventure. From chats with world-class professionals to real stories from everyday harpists to practical tips you can use right away. This podcast is all about helping you feel happy, confident and fulfilled with your harp. Here we go, everyone, for episode 6 of our podcast. And it's our second Harpy Tutor Chat, the monthly catch-up between me and Angela, where we talk all things harp life, teaching and creativity. In this episode, we dive into what it's really like to collaborate on musical projects when you're hundreds of miles apart, including the behind the scenes of creating this year's Christmas collaboration, where harpists from around the world come together in one big online performance. We talk about learning by doing, finding joy in the messy middle of the project, and why it's okay if things aren't perfect the first time round. Whether you are performing with others or just trying to push yourself to play for someone else, there's plenty here to encourage you in your harp journey. Well, welcome back everyone to the How to Harp podcast, and we're here for our teachy chat with myself and Angela. Hello, how are you feeling, Angela?
Oh, I'm feeling so much better than last time when we planned to record. Funny story for our listeners. We were hoping to record this before, but as would happen when you plan to record a podcast, suddenly you get a cold and lose your voice completely, which kind of puts a spanner in the works, so to speak. Isn't that just the way? So, we had to make plan B and meetings had to get shuffled around so that we could record this, but I'm feeling much, much better. I have a voice, so that's a good thing.
Great.
That's a win.
Great. It is funny that, isn't it, when you're because when you're teaching harp, it's not essential to have a voice, is it? You can actually keep going without your voice, but you cannot record a podcast with it.
Yes, normally I would just rough it through if I felt a bit sick, just take an extra swig of water and hope for the best, but couldn't this time. Yeah,
absolutely. It's funny because there's some videos, and when you watch them back in the How to Harp membership, there's some videos that I've recorded, like demo videos, where I have just felt terrible. And sometimes I watch them back and I remember, I'm like, oh man, I remember like trying so hard to get through that recording and not coughing. And I can almost even see it in my face, like I'm kind of like straining my throat just to get to the end without coughing. It's funny how you just have to doctor gigs, right?
Yeah.
Power on.
Yeah, just keep going.
Anyway, today we are talking about collaboration because we've been working together. Well, we work together all the time, of course, but we've been specifically working together on the Christmas harp collaboration. I'm excited.
Yeah, so I think we're both, this is one of our favorite things to play on the harp. So we both get extra excited at this time of year. And I am super excited this year because I get to be a little bit on the other side where I get to help with the creative process of putting the collaborative together before we give it to the world to play. So very excited to be able to work with you collaboratively, Heather, on getting that composition together and getting to play Christmas music early in the year. Having an excuse to do that is just wonderful.
Yeah, it's so I love Christmas music. I don't think there's anything better. It's such a feel-good factor to play on the harp. I feel like it was like made to be played on the harp. I love it.
Yeah. Everything.
And better played together.
Yeah, there's something about sharing the experience as well that's always more meaningful. I think that's what makes Christmas music special, is that it's that exchange of people singing along with the carols, people sharing, people playing together, people getting together around music. That's really special.
Yeah. But as many of our listeners will know, we do not live in the same house. We do not live in the same town. We live quite a distance from each other. So we've had to collaborate using different tools. We can't meet up and play together like you maybe would do if you did live. I mean, it would be pretty cool if you did live in the same house. Think about all the harping.
I think our husbands might object.
I don't see why.
There might be more harping than they can handle. They get their fair share of harping at the moment, to be fair.
Yeah, that is fair. So we've had to collaborate online. So we thought we would have a little chat about how that process has gone, right, for our listeners, because most people who work with us are also working with us online and also with each other online.
Yeah, and I think that brings its own challenges. Like you say, it's wonderful when you can meet together in person, but it's a whole different challenge to have to work together online, and even things like we can't physically play together in live time, which I think would make a very different process for us collaborating together, where we kind of have to take turns or listen to each other or share using other means. So it really presents its own challenges, but also its own opportunities, I think. Yeah. So
let's talk through what we did to create this year's Christmas collaboration. Obviously, we had our lovely normal teachers meeting that we always have, and we chatted about how we were going to approach it, didn't we? We actually made a plan first. How are we going to do this, we said, and we sat down and made a plan. Did you journal it?
I did. For those who don't know, I love to journal. Everything gets written down. I'm a paper and pen kind of girl. So although I do work with electronics, I always have a paper copy. So yes, I wrote that down. I'm sure if I paged back in my journal, I'd be able to find it.
Nice.
But
amazing.
yes, we created like a step-by-step and some sort of dates, looking at when we wanted things done and what kind of milestones we wanted to reach and what the next steps were for that, and discussed kind of our own different experiences that we brought, because we've collaborated on different projects with different people in different ways. And so we wanted to make sure we were kind of on the same page with how we wanted to work together. And with creative projects, you kind of go away and create, but you're not quite sure what you're going to create in that time. And so it's only when you come back together and kind of share what you've done that you're able to see how things might fit, or things that you thought would work wouldn't, or things that you were happy accidents that you think, oh, we should go that way, and spark off each other.
Yeah. And what was really nice, the first thing that we decided we would do, everyone, is we would just choose some songs that we both liked. So we both just went away, and we had parameters, because it has to be copyright free, because we're sharing the music with everyone. And it had to be something we hadn't done before. And this is the 5th year. So actually, there's quite a few songs that have been done before. But what I got really excited about, I don't know about you, Angela, but we went away and we came back and we had both said It Came Upon a Midnight Clear. And that made me so excited. We both came back and said, this one's really nice. Yeah.
Both of us, that was the first one we listed in our list of, we each had about 3 or 4 ideas. And I think both of us, that was our number one on our list, which was like, okay, that's easy. That's in.
Yeah. But then
For me, it was because
there was 2 songs, 2 tunes. I didn't know there was 2 melodies.
Yeah, there's different melodies. So we had to double check which melody do you know and make sure we were playing the same melody. Because last year when we did the Christmas Collaborative, Heather and I both knew the same melody and we taught that. But there were people in other parts of the world who knew a different melody to the same Christmas song. So yeah, we needed to make sure we were on the same melody for the tune.
Yeah. And I wonder, actually, everybody out there, please write in and tell us, is this the melody for It Came Upon Midnight Clear that you know? Because I didn't know the second one that I think you had assumed it was that one, right? You were like, I think it's this melody, but I want to check. And I was like, I don't know that melody that you're singing.
Yeah, just because of some of the things we were talking about how we were going to put the pieces together, I thought maybe you were thinking of the other melody because that was in a different meter. But yes, it's funny how our experiences, and I mean, this is something that's funny that happened to Heather and me this week. Because I'm South African, I sometimes think that what I'm saying is normal English. And I'll just say something, and Heather will just very politely say, I've never heard that before. And then I'll realize, okay, this is South African English. So something happened the other day, and I was wanting to wish her good luck. And I said, I can't even remember what it was. And so I said, holding thumbs.
Yeah.
And she came back and she was like, why are you holding your thumbs?
I had a picture of you like this.
That's what you do. As South Africans, when you wish someone luck, you hold your thumbs. You physically do. And I thought this was a universal thing, but apparently it's a South African thing. So if ever a South African says to you holding thumbs, it's kind of like crossing fingers or wishing you good luck. But sometimes in collaboration, you have to overcome the cultural barriers as well, like
Absolutely.
not knowing the same tune, or sometimes even if you speak English, not speaking the same language.
Absolutely. I actually almost wanted to come back to you and say, well, don't hold your thumbs too hard because, you need to be... Yeah, exactly. Exactly. Oh, dear. But yeah, so from deciding It Came Upon Midnight Clear, Angela kind of just almost hinted at it there. In my head, one of the other songs, I think we'd also both written down, but we maybe weren't as excited about. Well, I mean, they're all exciting, don't get me wrong. But one of the other ones was The First Noel. And in my head, I was like, I remember in this meeting being like, oh, those songs are going to work over the top of each other. Like, and I felt like I could hear it in my head. I was like, yeah, they're definitely going to work over the top and we can do like a kind of mashup thing. And that's how we set on the 2 songs. We decided The First Noel and It Came Upon Midnight Clear, and we would do a mashup. But as it turns out, it didn't work.
Well, I remember too in that meeting saying like how different the time signatures were and thinking, oh, I wonder how that'll work with the different time signatures. And you went, oh, I hadn't thought about the time signatures were, and which is why I thought maybe you were thinking about the other one. But yeah, I tried moving it around and doubling. But this is where you sometimes have a plan that you both think, oh, that'll be fantastic. And when you actually sit down and do it, you've got to realize, okay, that didn't work. But in doing that, we came up with some other ideas that we really liked and that we've been able to explore. So yeah, you've got to kind of go through this process of being, I think this is really important in collaboration, is not holding on to any ideas with tight hands, but kind of like moving through the ideas and taking the things that really work, but having kind of a net that the things that just don't quite work just get thrown away without kind of being like, oh, that was my idea that I really wanted to happen. You have to make way by letting that go for other things to happen and other good ideas to come forward.
Yeah, absolutely. And of course, with that in mind, you don't have to let that idea that you've had, fly off into the sky. Put it in your idea bank, because you might be able to use it in a solo arrangement or a different creative piece of work. So it maybe, is something that you want to move on from for that particular piece. But, I don't know, maybe the mashup will come for me for something along the lines, even though it didn't work in this situation.
Yeah, I still would love to hear a mashup of it, but yeah, we couldn't get it to work. But I think what we did get to will be, or is, just as exciting. So I hope everyone likes it and that they enjoy playing it together. And what will ultimately make it really special is everyone just coming together to play and learn these tunes and enjoy sharing the video with their friends later in the year, and the whole process of us growing as a community and playing together. I think that's going to be what really makes this special.
Absolutely. Have you got an ice cream van near you?
I was about to say, do you need to pause because there's an ice cream truck next door?
I think we should keep going because it makes me think of ice cream. in September, some nice ice cream. Quite like it. Want to keep that in.
It's like stormy weather outside, perfect weather for the ice cream truck, isn't it?
It's perfect. I like it. It's hilarious. I mean, you don't often get the ice cream truck anymore, eh? The ice cream man doesn't come round us anymore.
Oh, well, we have him outside our window every single day around this time, which is fantastic when I'm like right in the middle of a really hard demo that I'm trying to record. I'm like, finally got the perfect take. And then there's this ice cream truck in the background.
Oh, man, that's hilarious.
The fun of recording online things, isn't it?
Oh, just, yeah. So from our kind of initial meeting, first meeting, go away inside the tunes, we met again. We talked a little bit about some of the ideas, and we decided that our collaborative process, we would go away and arrange a 3-part arrangement, completely separate, of one tune. Oh no, was it both tunes actually?
Yeah, we said definitely one, and hopefully the other if we got there within the time. Because I think we had quite a short turnaround. So we said we'd definitely get one done. Yes, it was a week. And if we had time, we'd get to the other. Yeah. I actually found the other tune slightly easier to arrange, I think. So I ended up doing a bit of both. But yeah, we kind of just got ideas for both together and then shared them with each other.
Yeah, it was really, really great that. And that was kind of basically everything then grew from there by then picking and choosing bits from each person's. And it was a really interesting collaborative process, I think, and really great to land on what we did land on. But of course, collaboration is not something that we are unfamiliar with, because we work together all the time. And usually it's a kind of passing of ideas and a passing, this is what I think, what do you think? And then a pass back and forth. So tell you what, Angela, how difficult is it to work with Heather?
Oh, tell all. I think that's what's really helped in us working together, is that we have the same passion for harping and the same passion for teaching. And while we might have slightly different approaches, or not so much different approaches as maybe different aspects that we emphasize, I think when it comes down to the main things, we're very, very much on the same page. And so a lot of the time when we're collaborating, it's someone gives an idea and the other person's right on the same page agreeing with that. And we're just able to kind of check in, which a lot of the time gives us confidence, I think, in what we thought. It's just good to check. And because a lot of the time we're just like, yep, that's great, moving on. Those few times when one of us will say, well, actually, have you thought about this? We know we can trust each other to kind of say, oh, okay, I need to go back and check that. So that's been really helpful. I found even in the Christmas collab, just seeing the way that you arranged and the approach that you took to doing that initial arrangement of the 2 tunes on your own, and the way that I took it and we did it from different ways, I learned so much just from seeing your approach and thinking, oh, I could have approached it slightly differently, or this is what works and this is what didn't work, or maybe if I tried that would have taken me on a different route. But I think what I really like about that collaborative process is how when you work with someone else, it brings out the best in you. So something that they say helps you to take that next step, that levels up your whatever you're doing, your piece that you're working on, the plan that you have for teaching, the approach that you're having. You get ideas and you get confidence to be like, all right, I'm going to grow and evolve and take that next idea. And you get excited together about that next thing. And so it doesn't really feel like work a lot of the time, if I'm honest. It's just fun. It's creating. It's engaging and exchanging. Which is a lot of fun.
Nice. That was such a lovely answer. You didn't do any dishing the dirt there.
time. There'll be a time and a place. Maybe if we live together.
Then it'll come out, yeah. That day in the future. I just feel like that would be lovely. They would be harping all the time. It would be like living in heaven. I mean, no, maybe it's harder to live with me than I think. Willie is in the room.
No comment.
No comment, he says.
I wouldn't mind getting harping all day. That sounds good to me.
Yeah. Amazing. So I guess this is a point where we say, what can our listeners do with this? How are we going to sum this up for our listeners, and what can they take forward? And I think what the advice I would like to give is find someone to work with in some way, and that can look lots of different things. You don't necessarily have to create something with that person, but just find someone to share, because yes, Angela and I work together and we create music together and we create arrangements together, but we also just share our harping journey together and our struggles and our wins, and when we're feeling down and when we're feeling really happy, and that what grows from that, I think, is a really lovely support in your playing and your harping journey and your learning journey. So whether that be a pen pal or someone that you can meet on Zoom or have a conversation with, or if it's someone that lives down the road and you can take your harp and play with them, whatever that looks like, sharing with someone in some way is something that can add so much depth to your harping and to your harping journey. And so I'd really encourage people to go forth and share and collaborate. What do you think, Angela?
Yeah, music can be a deeply personal thing, and there is an element where we play for ourselves and we play on our own a lot. But I think music really thrives in community. I think it really thrives when you're able to share any part of the process of music with someone else, whether it's just telling someone that you play the harp and showing them your instruments and explaining to them how the leaves or pedals work or how tuning works and just bringing them into that world, or whether it's having a friend that you share the learning journey with, or a friend that you play duets with, or even a non-harpist that you get together and play with. I think all of those elements, there's something that just comes to life when we take music and we share it with others and place it within community. And so any opportunity in whatever way you have to do that, to exchange the beauty of music with others, and to experience it together, even attending a concert together would be another way. I think go for it. You'll only be the better for it.
Amazing. Amazing. Thanks so much for the lovely chats, Angela. It's always so nice to see you.
Really enjoyed it. Looking forward to our next one.
See you soon. Thank you so much for listening, and a big thanks to Angela for the chat, and of course for everything that she does at How to Harp. Now join us next time for another interview with a learner harpist. Next week I will be chatting with V. Now, V is very special in regards to this podcast because it was V who requested that we interview learner harpists. And so it was only right that she stepped up and did an interview herself. So I'm so looking forward to sitting down and chatting with her. Hopefully, I will see you all there too.